what up, Joe? Welcome to another episode of Sea of Thieves. Seas ain't safe. Now, we're going to respectfully get everything situated. Respectfully. Problem. Okay, now, have you guys ever heard the catchphrase or the saying, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it? Problem. I told Wafton has been trying to do this whole clout chasing thing for a long time. He's always wanted to get on my channel. Problem, right? Which is cool. I would have gave him his roses, anytime opportunity presented itself. I was just waiting for the right moment. Granted, it was Faniac dropping him off, respectfully. That would be the change of the situation problem, as far as me posting about him, talking. But he got the forefront. He got what he wanted. I even said he was deemed the number one Xbox controller player problem. Okay, now I'm going to tell y'all right now, a lot of people is not feeling that. He got put on the stage and the wolves came out to eat like this right here. Onyx Gamer says, bro, Wafton was nowhere near the best Xbox controller player. Honestly, the best Xbox controller player is Reptar. He's freaking insane for Xbox. Problem. Captain Six Tap says, Bay. LMAO. Wafton wasn't the best Xbox TDMer until Faniac beat him. Have you heard about Hunch? I don't know how to say that. That's why I'll be saying y'all gamer tags. Problem. Anyway. It keeps on going like nobody's done here. Okay, look, like this guy right here. I'm going to say Clee Hugh. He says, I fought Wafton in Faniac multiple times, and I've done much better against Faniac on both his alt and his main than Wafton. Just because Faniac beat him once don't mean crap. They both good, but to crown Faniac as number one is a joke. Problem, okay? Faniac doesn't waste no time. He jumps right into it. He says, look, bro, I don't even think you have ever gotten a kill on me. And the fact I beat Wafton while on 30 frames per second, shots fired, problem, is just funny. And like I said, send a clip of you beating me. Faniac is sitting on his high horse, okay? Can't nobody tell this man nothing. Problem, he is like, I just beat Wafton, respectfully, okay? 30 frames per second. Why is everybody coming at me, bro? Wafton wants his revenge back so bad, right? He hits up Faniac. He says, Faniac, we should do a comp 2v2 or a 1v1 or even a 4v4. Heck, I'm down for a 3v3. Problem. Wafton is so desperate at this point, he's willing to take anything to get his redemption back, right? Faniac says, nah, bro, I'm too busy, okay? Karina KOPF dropped her OnlyFans. Problem. Okay. That's a cold move right there. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that is hella funny, right? Because at this point, he's like, bro, I got nothing to prove. Okay? I clipped and clapped and I rinsed your ass off. It's your fault for calling yourself the number one player. I never did it. You and the guy, Mamba, but you, respectfully, problem, you got dropped off. And now you just got to deal with it. Wafton says, do you want to do a 2v2 tomorrow then? Faniac never replied, okay? I mean, he's busy watching Karina, all right? Now, it keeps on getting worse for Wafton. I mean, this is what you asked for, bro, okay? The boy who cried wolf, problem. Wafton wasn't best Xbox. That title belongs to Reptar. Even if it wasn't Reptar's title, Faniac wouldn't be the one to take number one. Dax carries him. Problem. Now, I didn't know about this Dax guy, but from what I'm being told, he's top 5, maybe even top 3 controller players. Problem, okay? And what they're saying is the guy carries Faniac. Faniac was kind of upset. He was like, I'm tired of this. We all play together. Why is people worried about who carries who, right? Dax ends up throwing him a little bail money or whatever. Like, hey, probably, yeah, we're just as good maybe if we had the same frames per second. But Beef doesn't feel that way. Beef feels that Dax always carries Faniac, but Faniac still knows and has proof that he is clipped and clapped the alleged best player of the Sea of Thieves. Problem. But A lot of people got upset about that. I mean, I don't know where you Xbox guys are. The last Xbox person I know or had a crew of the Xbox, and we're going to get to this guy later, respectfully, problem, was Car-So. And it is crazy what I came across here, but I'm just going to have to talk about it. So, I went and checked out this guy, Raptar. Okay? Raptar, don't matter. Rugrats, okay? Seen them all. And the guy is pretty good. Like, hey, this was an interesting montage. I'm not going to lie. I was checking it out, and I'm seeing the movements. I'm seeing the play. I'm seeing how the guy operates, right? And I just thought this statement right here was very funny. Okay, now, in the process of people giving Raptar his flowers, Big Mass shows up. And this is interesting because I'm going to tell you right now, the prospects have been very, very quiet problem, okay? Now, they're not going around starting any trouble. In fact, these guys hang out a lot. First of all, shout out to Dan Durango for that dual montage. Now, granted, people are saying they've done those already, but I'm not going to lie. When I said in that last video that they started a new wave, I have been getting sent a lot of dual montages, and a lot of them have, or I'm being told that more people are making them. They're getting ready to come. Respectfully, problem. Anyway, back what I was saying. I was watching Raptar's montage, and I was seeing the movements and stuff that he does, which is kind of, it's different. It's different because I've never met this person. I've never talked to the kid, okay? But I will say, after watching his montage, this guy is just a little different. I mean, to be studying the type of movements that can be made on specific islands, or maybe he just goes to the island and he has to be used to them by now, problem, right? In the way he's jumping and moving and doing certain things, I mean, that's a whole nother different type of studying when it comes to this TDM stuff. I don't know. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Keep your eyes on this guy, Raptar, okay? Because even when I was watching the montage, I was really looking for like some specific clips just to see how good this guy was. That movement thing to me is a problem. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if this guy is studying the islands, knowing where he can run and dodge when somebody is chasing him, granted, they might not be able to, what do you call that? I don't want to stop. They might not be able to, the ninjas do it or whatever, right? Parkour. They might not be able to do that parkour stuff I saw him doing in the clips. But Big Mass shows up. He says, dog, Raptar's ass. All he does is that dumb ass crap fort movement. Like, he does it so much that it just doesn't work. Problem, okay? A lot of people are shooting. Look, this is what I tell y'all. See, this is why I say, right? There's no love, no friends amongst the seas, okay? If you piss somebody off or somebody feels like you ain't living up to the name that you're claiming to be, people will come out of the woodworks. Big Mass don't really trip off of these videos, but when he hears something was said, I mean, he has to talk about it. So he's saying the movement thing is not a big deal. Okay, he's fooling me because it's new to me, but maybe it's not because Big Mass is an OG player. Now, Wafton, back to you, bro. You kind of, I really don't know what to do, bro. So now you're saying you're going to leave again. You're retiring from the game. It's unfortunate you have to leave with a L. But if that's what you have to do, bro, it's cool. You know what I mean? Nobody is asking you to stay or stick around. I mean, apparently the new Xbox or the console players with the controller have came out of the woodworks. And it kind of like, throws you down like a couple brackets, bro. Because when you got so many people out here coming out saying you're not that good, you know what I mean? And that you're making up stuff and that you're possibly lying. I mean, for example, bro, you got Breadsticks coming out of the woodworks. Now, I haven't heard nothing from Breadsticks in a long time, but Breadsticks comes out of the woodworks, and he says, bro, didn't you, lose a 2v2 or something, or a 1v2? And so by Breadsticks saying that, again, I'm kind of bamboozled right here. It's kind of, blowing my mind because everybody is kind of upset or, feels like you just probably shouldn't have said what you said, but this is what you asked for, this is what you signed up for, and this is what you get. Can and will you rebound from this? I don't know. You might have to go make an alter ego. I had to slow it down for you, okay? You might have to go make an alter ego. The last video was the ego edition, okay? But might have to go make an alter ego account in order to redeem yourself and then let people know that Wafton is back. But right now, respectfully, problem, Often I think you're dead, okay? Your ship has sailed. You have sunken, right? What do they call a fish when a fish is dead, right? You have went belly up. And you wrote this check that you couldn't cash, and that's your ass. Moving forward, I have to apologize. I have to apologize to Velocity. But wait, let me slow down. Getting a little ahead of myself before I apologize. Okay, now remember when I told y'all I got kicked out of their server? Remember that, right? Remember a lot of drama kind of started because I gave Chronic, problem, his flowers respectfully. Letting people know he's probably the best person on Velocity, problem. Now, I don't know if y'all know. Velocity has probably about 25, and I know this is a big jump, 25 to 50 members since they've been deemed the #1 crew problem, okay? And what they did was they got a lot of members from the Council Kashidi. Now, remember, I told y'all I got put out of the server once the Council Kashidi members started showing up problem, okay? And I got some and I stumbled across some stuff once they let me back in. And I'm going to tell y'all why now they did not want me in their problem. Because when I go inside of stuff, I just like to see what's going on. What are people talking about amongst the walls? What's going on here, right? I hear that there's a 2v2 tournament going on respectfully, right? And what's happening is they bring up Me-Star. Me-Star is on a team with Archie. Conway's over there. Conway the Great. That's what I'm going to call him. Problem. And this 2v2 tournaments is going on, right? And then I stumble across this. Now, you would think the Sea Dog gods, which they are, right? Because, the Sea Dog gods, right? They like to be on the justice scale, right? But you would think they do. I can't even get this stuff out because I'm answering my own questions in my own head. They do hand me this type of stuff, right? Because I like to keep the seas safe, okay? Right? When that comes to anything, right? One thing we do not tolerate amongst the seas, respectfully, problem, is racism. Now, Me-Star has a reputation of this type of stuff, this unmitigated gall, right? You would think you'd want to clean up your reputation, right? Let's not forget the Bandits' original hideout, right? Remember when Summit 1G ended up watching their video and then Burger Warrior went to go tell Summit 1G, don't watch their stuff. Those kids, their Discord, it's dirty, it's trashy, it's nasty, this, that, and the third problem. Imagine having this unmitigated gall on your wall, problem, when people start to notice you, right? Like, say Velocity's getting a name around here. You just had Angel said they had the potential to bring the TDM community back, respectfully, problem. But the downfall could be something like this. Me-Star says, these are lyrics, okay? I don't even listen to music like this. I couldn't even find a racist song if I wanted to, problem. But Me-Star has a history. And history repeats itself, okay? This guy's not going to give up. He wakes up with violence, okay? He wakes up with violence. He wakes up out of the bed with racism. I honestly feel like the kid, okay, put 666 on his forehead, right? And likes to eat Pop Rocks and soda just so he could feel that much close to Satan. Problem. Now, let's get into it. This guy posts these lyrics on the wall once I join. Imagine this. He says we ought to send them all back to Africa. We ought to send them all back to Africa, where they belong. We ought to send them back to Africa. Keeps on going. They ought to get the hell out of America and leave the white man alone. They don't like this. They don't like that. They are never satisfied, and that's a fact. The more we give, the more they take. The more we fix, the more they break. The country's in an awful mess with a whole lot of civil unrest. I got one thing to suggest. They ought to leave and get gone, gather up all the niggers and go back home. Problem. Me-Star, I've never been to Africa, okay? Don't plan on going. Matter of fact, I probably do plan on going later, right? It's the motherland. But I've never been to Africa. A matter of fact, a lot of African Americans in America have not been to Africa, right? But this is the type of music you like to gravitate to, right? You know what I mean? This is what's in you, bro. And this is a scary situation. Are y'all ready to go to school for a little bit? Now, a lot of people don't have culture. A lot of races don't have culture. Let's just be honest here, right? If you guys pay attention, whether you go to the TikToks, the Instagrams, the Snapchats, whatever, right? The more popular genre of music is hip hop culture. Problem, okay? A lot of these kids from different nationalities are mixing races with each other, having babies and everything of that nature. Problem, okay? The majority of you kids in these Discord have black rappers, right? Entertainers, let's call them entertainers, as your profile picks. Problem. How can you hate something so much but want to copy something at the same time? It makes no sense, right? This is velocity, people. And this is the type of stuff. Why would y'all have such a clean crew to then therefore have this shitty person come amongst y'all when y'all reputation is already good? Now your reputation is being tarnished, not by me, by the C's, because they ain't safe. Now, after that, they end up kicking me out. Brano was the same person that told me they didn't kick me out, but when I pointed out the reason why I was kicked out, he just threw up his shoulders. It was a shoulder shrug, like, bro, what do you want me to do, right? The coldest thing ever, right? Imagine that. Like I said, Brano used to be the homie. Now he ain't the homie. He's just a cold-blooded person. I guess it's kind of like, remember I told y'all history repeats itself? This kind of reminds me of that loser that was on Revenants, right? Valtora, in order to protect racist people in his Discord, kicked me out. So they're pretty much like, hey, anybody can be in this Discord except black people. I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I didn't do nothing. I just said, Brano, did you see this? Did you see this unmitigated gall that this guy wrote on the wall? Problem. He respectfully just kicked me out. Now, after that, he then therefore tries to slide inside of my DM. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is when you know a white person is desperate, okay? This is when you know they desperate and you got them by the balls. He is so scared. The guy, in fact, is so freaked out. He tried to hit me with this like I am stupid problem. He says, yo, I'm a fellow person of the black community. Where is the black community at, y'all? Problem. I says, bro, eat my ass. He says, I'm black. Why are you acting like this to your own kind? Who is my own kind? I am not related to every black person. Problem. I thought black people were supposed to be dumb. I wonder if he actually believes this, right? I'm sorry. I'm not going to marginalize y'all. Let me calm down. I don't want to go down to his level. Problem, right? But he says, why are you acting like this to your own kind? I said, own kind? Question mark? He said, I'm literally black. I said, metard, go find someone else to bother. I got what I needed. C's ain't safe. Problem. When a white person decides to be black, okay, they're going, either they got caught red-handed doing something they're not supposed to do, or they're just desperate. I'm going to tell you right now, if I was white, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Listen, record this, clip this, send it to whoever. If I was white, I don't think I would trade in my skin for black. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just not the thing to do, okay? I heard Chris Rock say one time, he'll be driving down the street in his Mercedes-Benz, and when he sees a hobo on the street that's white, he says, look at that waste of white skin. Problem. I mean, I just don't get it. Okay, anyway, moving forward. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Now, Pago, you have to let it go. Now, Pago lost to TDM. He got very, very emotional because after he lost, what had happened was his server got nuked. That got him very, very frustrated. Now, a lot of these kids are emotional. They don't know how to handle their emotions, right? I just talked to my guy, Hoo Coach. He's right now dealing with the girls, right? He's going through that phase, right? He's interested in women, respectfully. Problem. I say that to say this. He hasn't had his heart broken yet, but it will happen, Car-So. It will happen, Hoo Coach. It will. Even if I tell you, you still can't prepare for it. But what happens, when it does happen, make sure you control your emotions because you'll find yourself doing things or hating things or wanting to hurt people that you never wanted to do before, all over emotions. So a lot of you kids are getting used to these new emotions, puberty and whatnot. Problem, right? Testosterone levels jumping up and down or shooting through the roof. Pago went through a lot after he lost that TDM and his server was nuked. Problem. Okay, that's why he had so much passion when he wrote me that time. He said he doesn't care. I hate Car-So. Hate is a very strong word. But at that time, he didn't regret it. So, he says, I had to block out his name because he switched his name. He's trying to avoid all the drama. He says, Mr. Baythanger, this is something I have been waiting for. Or excuse me, I'm reading the wrong one. He says, so, I was thinking as much as I want to leave, I think I might hang on the edge, watch your videos, still talk to you, because I always like having my word in there. He said, I know you've seen what I said to Car-So, and while I regret it, I said all of it in a time of anger. But I said it, and I know you're gonna want to expose me, as you say. I just want you to know, those DMs are after the nuking of our server, and countless times of harassment towards me, and fates. I guess I just couldn't handle it and said some bad stuff to Car-So. Problem. At least he admitted it, that his emotions was involved and he just couldn't handle the situation due to his server being nuked. Now look at this liar. This is another Velocity member. This guy comes to me after I catch MeStar being racist. Once again, respectfully, problem. He tries to lie to me. This guy right here. BH, right? Which stands for Big Ho. He says Velocity did not nuke Fates. Me and Wolf did. Did it on the grounds of Pago being a stupid, I'm not going to say that. They weren't bitter. I'm going to say it. No, because y'all need to hear this unmitigated gall. This is the type of nasty stuff that's happening amongst Velocity. So excuse me, okay? I'm going to give you all the real. I'm going to give you all the rugged and raw, respectfully. Problem. Velocity did not nuke Fates. Me and Wolf did it on the grounds of Pago being a stupid faggot. Problem. Okay, that's a derogatory term used towards homosexuals. So not only do they like blacks, they don't like homosexuals. It's just so bad how once you get to a certain height on the Sea of Thieves thing, what happens to these kids to where they just start like losing it? Is that the thing? Can somebody tell me, is that like the new American dream, right? I thought the American dream was, you get your house, you get your fence, car, start a family, you go off to Las Vegas with some hookers and some coke. Apparently that's not, okay? The American new dream, according to these kids, right, based off of their logic, I guess once you get to certain heights, right, you just go be racist. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, moving forward. He says, they weren't bitter. We token grabbed Nitro and nuked their crap server. Simple as that. Now, he's lying. You know how I know he's lying? Because Car-So says, like, people trying to ruin us because of one thing. Also, we didn't nuke their server. A Fates member gave us mod and was told to break it. Problem. Now, I'm going to tell you what this lie that BH is doing. This is why it makes them look even more bad. Because by him saying that him and Wolf did it, that would mean that Wolf is affiliated with Velocity. Problem. So I'm more or less likely interested to see what this big hoe is going to do now to try to get out of this lie. Respectfully, problem. Moving forward, I'm here to let y'all know right now. Y'all got to leave Car-So alone, okay? Now, we saw what Pago said right there. Do y'all want me to read what Homeboy said, though? Well, I'm going to read this, okay? Before we even go and jump on the Car-So thing, right? And I didn't want to show this guy's name due to the fact, okay? When I was reading his vocabulary as far as when he was typing and writing me, I kid y'all not, I felt like I was taking a college course, respectfully. Problem, okay? Now, he says, Mr. Baythanger, this is something I have been waiting for. I'm glad you released this so soon. Now, I'm a part of this Fates clan with Pago Dragon, and let's say we have had our ups and downs. I will admit, we didn't beat Velocity in competitive 4 versus 4. But he didn't even just say 4v4, he wrote it all out. Pay attention, problem. But we did win various TDMs against them, whether they were streamed by the legendary Saint Breeze or not. might matter to Mr. Car-So, seeing as clips and VODs is how he verifies the truth. But I have tried to make friends with Car-So multiple times in DMs, telling him about my science fair and the projects I worked on. Respectfully, this kid is cool. Like, who wouldn't want to be cool with this kid? Like, I enjoy reading the kid's vocabulary so much, the typing. I didn't even want to expose his name. Problem. Anyway, projects I worked on. But he just doesn't seem to care about any of it. I used to play with Angel the Gamer 19, and I'm glad to see that he has overcome Car-So the Menace. Problem. But I still am upset with him for betraying the homies. But that is the past. I have beaten Angel, even after he said he was going to flawless me in multiple TDMs. But yet again, this isn't about Angel, is it? Rather about Car-So. Problem. Now I'm here to let y'all know right now. Y'all have to leave Car-So alone. Think about it. Think about this. I'm going to tell y'all the history of Car-So. Car-So has one eye. He created the Dead Eyes. Car-So had a crew full of Xbox players. He had a whole bunch of PC players. This is at the time, I don't want to say they were at their peak. Yeah, let's just say they were at their mid. Problem. This is the time that the Revenants was around. Conless was around. Misquits was still around. You know, they were still in the servers. And the definition of a savage, Bandits, was around. They were considered the only Xbox console player crew. But they would get memed on really hard. Car-So would lose sometimes. He would win sometimes. His team wasn't all that. But, excuse me, they tried to hang around some of the top players. And it wasn't working out too good. So fast forward to now. Car-So has finally gotten better and he's no longer affiliated with the Dead Eyes. But you know what he has attached to him? A whole bunch of anger, animosity, envy, and revenge. Problem. So when he goes around and he's memeing everybody and he's talking crap and he's piping up, he knows what he's doing. You know why? Because he has his man's Mayhem in the tuck. And he's taken no hostages or prisoners. That's why you call him Mr. Clips. He wants to clip everything because he wants his name to be known, right? If you slow his name down and you break it in half, okay, you could be like, hey, Car-So did it. But if you slow it down, you'd be like, hey, that's Car. So that's how he feels. He doesn't care about anything. It's like, so what to him? So I say that to say this. Mayhem just threw it all out on the line. Because from what I'm hearing is Mayhem does have a good reputation. Like, he respectfully treats his Velocity members with respect. Problem. But when it comes to somebody else, he doesn't care. And what he is right now, he is Car-So's, the Menace, right-hand man. Mayhem says, what's up, babe? I just wanted to respond to your video, but in a non-toxic way. He said, our team Velocity is just a big friend group now that occasionally plays SOT. We don't try and act like we have egos, but I think people get confused with us having egos and us defending ourselves. He said we very rarely go to people and start piping up to them. Usually people come to us and start saying they beat us or something, and we will just defend ourselves. A lot of people know that Car-So does the majority of the piping up on our team. Although I don't always agree with this, he is usually either trolling or he has had past, pay attention to that problem, experience with a player he is piping up to. The guy is out for revenge. People can think what they want, because honestly, it's just an online game with a bunch of random people. But I just wanted to send you this. Car-So doesn't care about none of y'all, okay? I'm sorry. Whoever was making fun of him when he was on the Dead Eyes, right, and he had all that going on, respectfully, and people still make fun of him about his one eye, he remembers all that. He's holding all that. Every time he jumps inside of a TDM, he's out to get you. Look what he just did, okay? Like, the guy shows no mercy. I just deemed Little John, right? the leader of my crew, and the first thing Car-So goes out and does, he attacks my man, and I want to apologize to you, Little John, because the same thing I should have told Polo is that when I try to make somebody known that they're affiliated with me, everybody goes out and attacks, okay? Now, this fool hits me up, and he says, bro, he says, I just dropped off your boy Little John. He is crap, I'm sorry. Angel and Camper were there. We have the recording. We 7-1'd Angel and Camper, but the final was 9-2 total. Car-So doesn't care. And you see what he said right there. He recorded it. So Pago and anybody else, right? Let's just say he wasn't on Velocity. I'm letting y'all know right now, whenever you see Car-So, he's going to clap and clip and clap you. He just recently ran into Sapphire, okay? Look what happened to Sapphire. It's the most pathetic thing you'll ever see amongst the seas. I promise you. First of all, he's considering Car-So to be some of the top 10 player of the seas. Okay? Car-So has built a reputation for himself. Respectfully, problem. I want y'all to hear the stuff Sapphire was saying. This is it right here.
These guys are like one of the top 10 best TDMers. Bro. Hey, yo, vendetta me, Car-So. You can vendetta me, please. I'm gonna die whenever I get on the island. You can vendetta me. Please. Vendetta me before I vendetta you. Vendetta me. Come on. Vendetta me. Please. Do it. Do the deed. Ah, yes. Thanks.
Okay. Now, him begging to get killed at the end, telling him to vendetta him, that was a little suspect problem, okay? But he did give him his flowers respectfully. Car-So has built up this reputation amongst the seas, okay? In Sapphire's eye, he's top 10, okay? And that's cool, okay? Problem. I'm not taking nothing away from the guy. All I'm saying is, instead of everybody crying and complaining, understand the monster that the seas have created. Okay, you guys created Car-So just like you created me. Problem. Moving forward, I'm going to call this right here Demon Time, because in the process of me recording this, I got this sent to me and I was just about to end it. Now imagine somebody giving you flowers, right? You're on a prom date, okay? You take your girl, right? On the night of you giving her flowers, some chick that she doesn't like, that doesn't like her because she's dating you or took you to the prom, right after you gave her the flowers, she comes and snatches them right out of her hand. Problem. How do you think that's going to make her feel? That's going to ruin her night. At the beginning of this video, I was handing out flowers, okay? Faniac, okay? He got him. Dax got him. Put his video inside of his montage inside of here. Problem, right? Respectfully. Only to then, therefore, get this right here. Demon Time. Ryan says, so me and JXT, Dark, were on alts, looking for TDMs. I had to use my Xbox because I had to get a new power supply for my PC. Problem. He said, I'm going to step off the PC for a minute because I don't got power, but I'm going to Xbox, okay? I'm going to make sure I catch me some bodies tonight. He said, we ran into Faniac and Dax Zelo. He said also, Modern Grub and Mick Klosky and beat them 15-9. Faniac's crew dug up chess. Clips for proof. I think you said he was the best Xbox player since he beat Wafton in your last video. Problem. I guess that's been debunked. And it's a shame because it doesn't seem like Dax carried him at this moment. Okay, now, I said it once. I'm going to say it again. You can't be running around here like everything's okay, all right? You can't be out here asking for clout, Wafton, trying to get inside of my videos. In fact, nobody can. But if you want to, I'm going to give you the look that you're looking for. But you have to understand the moment you ask for that, the moment you want to see that, right? I want to be in a Baythanger video. You have to understand you are a target and the seas ain't safe.